Hi everyone, we're going to be reviewing today eToro copy trading. We're going to be looking at how does eToro copy trading work, understand how to filter, how to choose, and how to understand the risk and the reward. So let's dig in. Now for those who don't know, this is a slightly unique review because I have personally worked with eToro for 5 years and I actually understand very well how does eToro work and how does most or all the feature work. So this is going to give you a really good insight in regarding to how does the things work. And if you have more questions, you're more than welcome to drop me a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer for you guys. So let's begin. So we're going to be looking first by going into your account. In my case, I'm actually going to the virtual account. So I went to virtual and then I'm going to copy people. So let's go step by step. So step one, you have at the top border, you have the people from, you have who invested in, gain at least, and during the last 12 months. And then you have go. So you can actually filter for, let's say, I'm looking for someone that is trading in the German market. So let's look for someone for Germany, for example. So I'm going to here. Germany, let's say that is trading in stock and has made at least 10%. Right, so this is literally how easy it is. So you can actually go for the first one, which is Konstantin Reber, which is most likely a German person. You can also read about him. So his profession, his investment, and his location, and also book that he likes to read, and his belief, and also his strategy. And also most of them will also give us some recommendation or some suggestion on what should be the right amount of money to copy them. So they're right, the minimum in this case is $500. So let's look at his stats. So this guy made this year 115%. Just for you guys to know that he did not trade in January, February, March. He actually didn't trade in 5 months in a row. So this is obviously something for you guys to take that into consideration. We first going to, so this is his yearly performance. So he's actually joined eToro in 2011, and then he actually lost money. He lost 33%. So you can actually have a nice overview of this guy's performance since he joined, and also the year where he actually didn't trade at all. Now you have here the average risk score of the last day. So the risk score, you have max drawdown. So max drawdown, for those who don't know, it's literally give you an overview how much his portfolio, how much his trade in a day has moved. If you were to look at any given moment, how much negative your balance will be. So in this case, his daily maximum drawdown, meaning the most he was in negative per day, was 4%. And then you have in a week was 6.3. Then you have in a year 8.10%. So this is he got the score of 5, which is not so low risk, but it's actually in a medium. And 10, it's very, very high risk. So if you are a medium risk or low risk, this is someone that you might want to look and consider. And you can also see that for the past 7 days, he had a lot of people that actually started to follow him. So he had an 11% increase in new copiers. So one of the most things that I like to look at is at this section, which is the trading section, where you can actually look that he traded 559 trade and 99.9% were in stock. And 84% of it are in profit. So you can also see what are the most stock that he trades. So he's trading Zscaler, Facebook, Square, for example. You can also see how long he usually keep his trade open. So in this case, he keep his trade open for 2.5 months. Then he opened per week on average around 1.5 trades per week. So this is just for you just to get an idea of what sort of person this investor is. So you can also use this filter if you want. You can also look at changing this to something higher. Let's just put 50%, for example. Okay, so you can actually really find some really cool traders and investors. Now, I'm sure you also noticed something kind of cool. So some of those traders, or maybe most of them, will have a star next to their name. So if they have a star next to their name, they actually are part of the eToro Popular Investor. So by being part of eToro Popular Investor, it means that those traders or those investors has met the eToro investment requirements. So in regards to trading within a specific way, with also in regards to not having a high risk or not using high leverage. For example, so let's say you have $1,000, you're not using that $1,000 all in one trade. So you use maybe no more than 10% or 20% of your total balance for that specific trade. So there is few criteria that eToro judge those traders or those investors until they meet those requirements. So most of them need to be trading in a profitable way or in a very consistent way or consistent trading partner for at least 6 months to 12 months until they can actually be considered and then become popular investor. Another note, you should also know that those popular investors also have restriction in regards to their leverage. So someone is not a popular investor, someone doesn't have a star next to their name, can use as much leverage as you want, or you can actually use all his balance on a specific trade, and this is really up to you to decide if you want to take that risk or not. Someone has a specific star or different colors of star has and follow those guidelines that eToro has provided. Now, so let's look at other traders. So let's go back to Copy People. So let's see, you really give a very nice understanding. So you have the most copied, for example, and you have the trending. So basically, new coming traders that literally got a lot of followers. For example, you have long-term stock investor, long-short investor, basically people that are shorting and buying stock, for example, multiple strategy investor. So this actually want to look at this new trending popular investor by the name Chong-Jing Rong. So sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but I just want to give you guys an understanding. So let's look here at this guy. So always you should read their description about about the strategy and also about their return. So let's look at his stats. So he started in 2018. He had a rough year where he lost 22%. He made in 2019 38%, and this year 2020 he made 78%, which is very nice. And he has a very strong spike. So I'm assuming he recently became a popular investor, so he got more exposure. And this is his drawdown. So even though he made 78% gain this year, his risk score is quite low. His risk score is quite low. He has a risk score of 3%, where he has a maximum drawdown of minus 9%, a weekly 9.6%, or yearly minus almost 19%. Now he trades mostly on stock, currency, crypto, and a little bit of commodities. He usually focuses on currency. If you can see here, most of his trades are in currency, USD and Japanese yen. And you also see that he usually keep it open for 3.5 months. Now if you go here in the portfolio, you can actually see here the current allocation. So if you click here, you can see allocation per instrument or allocation per sector. So right now he's exposed 50% of his funds in crypto and 43% in stocks. So if you click here, you're going to be able to see more a drill down on those stocks or those instruments. In this case, you can see he has Bitcoin. It's currently generating him 236%, which he invested 14%, which literally means he made around from his investment, he made, let's say he has $1,000, he allocated 140, so in this case he made, I would say, $300 profit on this specific investment if he has $1,000. Now, there's no way for you guys to know how much money this person has, But popular investors need to meet certain requirements. So some cases they need to have $5,000, some cases they need to have more than $20,000 to be eligible and to be considered a popular investor. So I'm guessing based on his color, he mostly have either over $5,000 or maybe even over $20,000. Now, if you click here, you can also see when exactly he opened his trade. So in this case, he opened his trade in March, when Bitcoin was around $7,600, which made him a lot of money. Then he opened another one a few days ago at $25,000. You can also see here the leverage as well. So this will give you a really nice understanding what's happening here. I would like to see, so it doesn't open, from what I can see, a leverage on stock. And if you come here, you can also click on history. So whenever you go to history, you can actually click here and really drill down on his position. I want to see, so usually just trade on stock from what I can see here. So let's see this was the last let's look at 6 months. So you can see also his history, when he opened, when he closed, how much money he made, how much money he lost. Obviously, you can see this information in percentage. So all this will give you an understanding on how much money this person were to make. Now, another cool thing is you can actually have this simulation of if you were to copy this guy with $10,000. In this case, I put 3 months ago. So if it was 3 months ago, you'd be looking at today, you'd be looking at $16,850. If you were to copy this guy 6 months ago, you'd be looking at $18,000, which means the most of his gain were most likely toward the last 3 months. If you look at current year, you'll be doubling your money. So if you were to copy on the 1st of January 2020 and you literally close your copy position with him at today, which is the last day of the year, you'll be looking at doubling your investment within a year. So another thing you should also try to understand that depending who you copy and when you copy, you might have some gain that are different from what is broadcasted or what is shown on this portfolio of the trader or the investor. So let's look at this guy, for example. His name is Jungyu Q. For example, he made this year 28%. So if I were to copy him, let's say on the 1st of January, I have two options. Option 1 is to copy with the open trades, or option 2 is to literally copying with only whenever he's gonna open new trade, I'll get the same price and the same rate and the same allocation as him. Now, the only advantage of this is literally that you guarantee that you're gonna be getting yourself in the right time with the right prices. Because let's say you're copying someone that literally opened a trade, let's say 4 months ago when Bitcoin was around let's say $9,000 or $10,000, and then you decide to copy him today. He has an open position when Bitcoin was $9,000 or $10,000, and decide to close his position of Bitcoin when it's $30,000. Now you enter when you copy him when Bitcoin was around 28. Now he made 200% gain, but you made maybe 5% gain or 3% gain. So also take that in consideration whenever you're copying someone, that you're only gonna be getting the exact same proportion of gain if you're to copying on all his new position. But if you're copying a long-term investor or trader, in this case, you should obviously ask the guy and see if it's a good idea for you guys to copy with his open trade, or wait for him until he's gonna open a new trade. So for someone that open like this guy, Ben Sun Kuo, that hold a position for 5 months, you obviously can use some of your common sense. So let's investigate how this works. So in this case, let's say if I were to copy him, all of his trade except 2 are in profit, and this guy has a more long-term view. So if all of them are in profit except 2, mean that I'll be literally I won't get 71% gain on my new copy trade, which I'll be literally starting from zero. So in this case, you obviously need to understand that this might not be a good idea to copy on all his open trade unless he's actually planning to hold this position for more than 5 months. So he literally opened it around June. Remember, he has an average holding time of 5 months, meaning that he might consider closing it in January, which, or he actually, if you look at it, he was supposed to close it around November, but in this case decided to keep holding this position. So again, it's an average holding time of 5 months, but again, it's average. So it might be 5 months, it might be 7 months, it might be 8 months, but overall, it's an average of usually 5 months. So this is obviously something for you to consider. So this is I think what you guys need to know when it comes to looking for someone that trades for you guys. So this will be the things I'll look at: the risk, obviously the maximum drawdown, what sort of instrument he's trading on, the frequency, and obviously the profitable wicks. Once you have analyzed all of this, you can obviously then decide to copy and allocate the fund. So in this case, I feel quite comfortable with his investment that he has, even though that are all in profit. I feel comfortable, so I decided to copy him with $500. I'm gonna copy this open trade, and that's it. This is for you guys. Now, what you can also do here, if you go here to portfolio, so let's go here. If you go here to portfolio, you can also set here the copy stop loss. So copy stop loss will guarantee that if your portfolio value were to go below this specific amount, all the money will be removed from this person. So in this case, you can set, I allocate $5. I would like to say, if my investment were to go around $400, it will literally remove that fund from him, and you can literally sleep tight and not worry so much. So this is, I think, most of the things you need to understand about copy trading. If you have more questions, you're more than welcome to message me. Until next time, bye bye.